Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Britt. Today I am making a video about a haircut. I'm about to get a haircut, and I know that this is one of the most stressful points in a hair journey for a lot of you guys, and I know that like me, some of you have had really traumatic haircut experiences where you lose a lot of the length that you've been trying to grow out for years, and it sets you back to square one, and it's very disappointing. So I have made a video already about some tips that you can use in order to have a good experience, to get the right amount cut off, and to communicate well with your hairdresser. This video is just going to be about my own haircut because I am going to get a haircut next Tuesday and I am pretty nervous about it. So far what I've done, I moved to a new town, so I needed to find a new hairstylist, which can be super daunting for a lot of people. It's hard to trust someone with your hair. So the way I approached it this time around was to actually make a post on my town's Facebook page asking for recommendations, and I was really specific in what I asked for. I just said, do you have any recommendations for a stylist in this area that doesn't take any liberties but just does exactly what you tell them to do, and you know, if you're really particular, they will follow your instructions and not get creative, if you will. And I got so many responses from that one post, so many in fact that I had to put them all into a spreadsheet just to figure out who was the most recommended stylist. So right away I totally threw out and disqualified anyone who just recommended a salon, because for me, I'm looking for a specific stylist. I want like a person who's gonna listen, and if someone just said like this and that salon, that just doesn't really work for me. I need to know that the person themselves is going to be aware, because who knows what stylist you'll get when you go there. So I narrowed it down to specific people recommendations, and then I tallied them. I took special note of if someone commented, this person, because X, Y, and Z, they have done everything I wanted. For some people have said like they've had the same stylist for 15, 20 years and they've always been satisfied and they've always followed that person's wishes and instructions. So I took that all into account and chose the stylist for me, and I have set up my appointment now. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys now the length that I am currently. As you can see, I am nearing, if not, I don't think I'm totally arrived there, but I'm very much nearing classic length, and my preferred length is tailbone length at this point. So when I go to the salon on Tuesday, I have printed out a picture of myself with the length of hair that I want. It's nice if your hair has been the length and style that you would like. I think it's better than using a picture of someone else, because the stylist might say, well, I can do this, but it might look different on you. And it's kind of nice if you can say, no, this is me, so make it like this, or don't do anything at all, you know what I mean? And before I go in to see this stylist, I'm gonna make some marks on this picture. So I'm gonna let her know that I want a U-shaped hemline, just like this is, and that I want the shortest hairs to be at my waist level and the longest hairs to be like middle butt. I'm not trusting her to go all the way up to like tailbone right away because I don't know her, so I'm giving her less hair to work with than I would a trusted stylist. So that is another hint. If you want a certain hairstyle and it's gonna be a lot off, I suggest getting half of that or a fraction of that off and seeing how it looks. Does she do the hemline right, or do they cut unwanted layers, or do they follow your instructions? And if they do a great job, then at that point let them take the remainder off to the length that you actually prefer. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is the way in which I'm going to present myself when I go to the salon. So I am going after work, so that is great. I will be wearing my work clothes, obviously, business casual. The impression that I would like to give to the stylist is that if they don't follow my instructions, that I will be upset about it, that I might be a little bit of a bitch, and that's just strategic on my part because I am a really nice person, but it's not always advantageous to present yourself just like, oh yeah, you know, sweet and nice, like smiling, happy. Sometimes it can be to your advantage to be a little more serious, and like even bringing this in, it just kind of shows like, I want the stylist to think this girl is kind of crazy and she's obviously really crazy about her hair, and I better do this right. So that's kind of the impression that I want to give off. I know a lot of you guys are really sweet and nice and young, and I just encourage you, be assertive, and the sooner you do this, the better your family relationships will go, the better your work relationships will be, the better your life will be when you learn how to strategically assert yourself. Okay, so that went way beyond hair related, but it's so true. It's so true. So anyway, that's my plan for when I go to the salon. I will see you all post haircut to show you the results. So we are post cut right now, guys. Here are some pictures so you can see exactly how much I had cut off and what it looked like in the end. I am really happy that the haircut's over, to be totally honest. I got a little nervous there because when I got in, the hairdresser just didn't seem as conscientious as the last one I had. So before, I had a woman who was really conservative with the amount she cut off, and she seemed really scared to cut too much off and just scared to cut anything off really in general. So a lot of times it would end up being more even length than what I wanted, where I wanted like a U hemline. She would give me sometimes a straight across hemline. Anyway, this new hairdresser I told her what I wanted. She grabbed her scissors and she just got started without even like parting my hair in a specific way, or I don't know, like there was very little fanfare. She just got started cutting, so that made me really nervous. But in the end, she was a really great stylist. I'm super happy with the cut. I think it looks amazing. It was exactly what I asked for, and she even so she cut, and then she asked me how I parted my hair. I told her I just basically let it do what it wants. So sometimes I'll flip it to one side, other times I'll flip it to the other side, other times I'll leave it in the middle. So when I told her that, she flipped it to the other side to make sure all the pieces looked even and right, even with it flipped on the other side like that. And when she had cut off what she thought I wanted, she then took the cape off and she took a picture of my hair with my phone, which is kind of cool now because I have that picture. And then she asked me if that was what I wanted, and we looked at it together and decided kind of how to go from there. And I did have her take a little bit more off after that, so that was cool that she thought to do that. And I did end up giving her my extra good tip, as I always try to do with a great stylist. So it's been really a success story, I must say, and the Facebook search seemed to have worked well. So if you're looking for a new hairdresser, go onto your town's Facebook website and just say something like, I am picky about my hair and I need someone who's gonna be really good at following instructions. And that seemed to have worked for me. So then also, before I go, I will talk about this. So she was asking me if I use dry shampoo, what kind of products I use, what kind of shampoo I used. And when she asked me what kind of shampoo, when you run in like the long hair community circles and like the long hair circles that I run in, when someone asks you what kind of shampoo, they're not talking about the brand, they're talking about if it has sulfates or not. So I told her I love using sulfate shampoos and silicone conditioners, and her and the assistant who was like sweeping hair or something both just looked at me with the strangest looks on their faces, because of course they were selling some really, I mean, I'm sure it was really nice, high-end, paraben-free, sulfate-free, silicone-free hair products that, I mean, God bless if those work for you, that's awesome, but they don't work for me. And it's so funny how for them those products are like the be-all end-all, and I'm sure that they think sulfates are the devil and silicones are like the devil again. So they both just kind of looked at me, and then the hairdresser was like, okay, well, I just tell people whatever works for them, or something like that. But I could tell there was like a build-up for a pitch happening, and then, not on purpose, I totally shut it down. And also, she asked me if I use dry shampoo, and I was like, no, I find that when I use dry shampoo, it makes my hair look even dirtier than before. And now in hindsight, I think she was also probably gonna try to sell me a dry shampoo. So in any case, if you want to know how to instantly turn down hairdressers trying to upsell you on products, just say that you like sulfates and silicones, because it's really not in vogue, and the products they have probably don't contain those. All right, so that wraps it up. Thank you so much for coming along with me to find a new hairstylist, to go to my new hairstylist, and to get my cut. It made it more fun to bring you guys along and made me a little bit braver, I think. So anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Okay, bye!